So since our discussion last week, 2 weeks ago, um, I've really been thinking about the issue of anger. And because we were talking about whether it does in some way serve us, or is it something, as in the teachings of the Buddha, we are to let go of. And so I just want to continue that conversation as we explore it together. And I was thinking about how anger is one of our primal responses to perceived threat. And it comes with the motivation of to fight, to defend our territory, the structures through which we meet our needs, and our comfort zones. And we instinctually respond to threat with fight, flight, or freeze. And in these states, polarization just happens like instantaneously. There is a battle between life and death, good and evil, aversion and clinging. And duality creates fields of energy from which the drama of life is written and enacted. I just wanted to recognize that. And so I invite us to explore together what it means to be called to the middle way. And how do we know when we are in the middle way, no longer sourcing our volition from the desire to have good triumph over evil, when we are free of aversion and clinging? And in my own reflection, I came to see that the middle way could also be called the encompassing way, or as Tara Brach says, the heart that is ready for everything. And the middle way is certainly a path opening out of the heart and existing in love. And some people speak of this as taking the higher path, but using the word higher so easily places us in the context of superiority within a hierarchical system. And when we are speaking of taking a higher path spiritually, we mean entering and living through a frequency of energy which is not separated into positions of higher and lower. And here we source volition from love rather than from our likes and our dislikes. And higher vibrational frequencies are not polarizing, they are transformational. And the Buddha of compassion is often depicted as having 1,000 hands with an eye in the palm of each hand. And this can be understood as an image of seeing and doing going together. Seeing includes doing, and doing includes seeing. With a clear mind, we see a need and respond to it in an appropriate way. No longer in primal response, seeing quickly passes through understanding and from understanding to response. And clear awareness arises in the present moment. Our mindful practice develops our ability to be in the present moment and have the skill of returning to the present moment when our minds take us elsewhere. And we practice by focusing our minds on our breath, knowing we are breathing in when we are breathing in, and that we are breathing out when we are breathing out. Following our breath all the way in and all the way out. Bringing full awareness to our bodies as we breathe in and out, breathing with the whole body, allowing ourselves to touch areas of tension with the breath and come into full relaxation. As we use our breath to release tension from our bodies, our meditation allows us to enjoy what is happening in the present moment. As practitioners, we should be able to generate joy and happiness whenever we want. When we come into the here and the now, we recognize there are already many conditions available for happiness. And so the Buddha and Thich Nhat Hanh have taught how to generate the feeling of joy through contemplation on the organs of the body, like doing a complete body scan. Focusing on and smiling to each organ helps release tension. And see that there are all kinds of conditions for happiness present within our precious human form. Breathing in, I recognize the existence of my eyes. Breathing out, I smile to my eyes. Breathing into your eyes allows you to appreciate the beauty of form and color made available through your eyes. You only have to open your eyes to partake in this beauty. Seeing eyes are one condition of happiness you have. Breathing in, I am aware of my heart. Breathing out, I smile to my heart. Using mindful breathing, you recognize the presence of your heart. And while meditating on your heart, you may gain insight that your heart is functioning well. And this is good news. Your functioning heart is another condition for happiness. You can appreciate how your heart functions throughout the day and throughout the night. Mindfulness practice can also make you aware of behaviors that are causing stress in your body. And you may make a commitment to be kinder by changing these behaviors. The Buddha recommended that practitioners visit all parts of the body, sending love and compassion to every part of the body as a practice of deep and total relaxation. And bringing mindful breath to any part that is ailing in your body enhances the healing. We each have more than enough conditions to be happy right here, right now. You do not have to wait to run to the future looking for conditions of happiness. And many people sacrifice the present to some idea of a better future. Believing happiness is only available in the future. Breathing in mindfully brings you home to the here and to the now, where you can see you have more than enough conditions to be happy already. You recognize the wonders of life and generate the feeling of happiness for your own nourishment and healing. And when you are able to do this for yourself, you are also able to do it for those you love. And we all experience painful emotions, and many do not know how to handle these painful emotions. In fact, many unawarely increase their suffering by the way they identify with and think of their painful emotions. Buddha taught how to recognize and handle painful emotions so that suffering need not be extended into the future. He understood that when we allow fear and anger, we suffer more. He taught practices to prevent fear and anger from magnifying pain. Through practice, we come to recognize things as they are without exaggerating them. He taught when a strong emotion comes that we should not allow thinking about it, because thinking can fit with the emotion and feed it. To stop the thinking mind, we bring our attention down to the abdomen and give our full attention to the rise and the fall of the abdomen. As you breathe in, you can say, "I notice my abdomen rising." As you breathe out, you can say, "I notice my abdomen falling." Focus only on your breath and the rising and falling of your abdomen. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that emotions are like a storm. They are impermanent. They come and they stay for some time and then they go, unless we hold on to them. And he really emphasizes that each of us is much more than our emotions. And he asks, why should anyone die because of painful emotion? And yet our minds can prolong suffering and affect our health. Our minds can even make us believe that life is not worth living. But you are much more than your emotions. You are much more than your thoughts. When you practice mindful, deep breathing, it is like holding on to the trunk of a tree in a storm. Looking at the top of a tree, you see that the tree is vulnerable to the wind. Branches and leaves may be blown off, but connecting with the trunk that is deeply rooted in the earth, you can feel the strength of the tree. And thinking of yourself as a tree, you can bring your attention down to the level of your navel, away from your thoughts blowing in the wind, and practice deep breathing, paying attention to the rise and fall of the abdomen. This creates a safe base to know an emotion is only an emotion, and you can handle the emotion. However, it is important to have a daily practice of bringing your attention down and breathing deeply in and out. You do not have to wait for a strong emotion to practice. If you practice 5 to 10 minutes every day, then when the storm of a strong emotion comes, you will remember to drop down out of your head and thinking into deep breathing. Rather than making decisions about your life based on emotions, you will gradually recover a clear mind.